Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you a spring scramble. Basically scrambled eggs with spring vegetables, asparagus and peas, parsley, mint and fresh goat cheese. So lots of fresh flavors and crunchy textures. Asparagus and peas are particularly healthy vegetables because they contain prebiotics. Those are starches and fibers that nourish your healthy bacteria in your gut. And as you may know, and also can read about on my blog, it's incredibly important to have healthy gut bacteria because that helps us to be overall healthy. The other great thing about this dish is that it helps you eat vegetables at breakfast. As you probably know, vegetables are incredibly healthy and we should really try to eat them at every meal. But it's not easy to get vegetables into breakfast. And so this is a very simple way of doing that. Right, so here we are. I've set up a cooking station on my countertop so you can see what's going on. My stove is behind me, but we just need one burner for this dish. So I'm preheating my trusty pan, and while that's happening I'm snapping the ends off the asparagus. Those are the kind of woody fibrous bits that don't taste that nice. They're kind of chewy and they snap usually, they kind of know where to snap. There we go. This is about 5 ounces per person. I'm making just a one-person scrambled egg. Give them a quick rinse. And then I'll chop them into fairly small pieces because I'd like them to mix easily with the egg. So sort of a 1/2 inch roughly. There we go. I like to leave the heads intact. Now, the pan is nice and warm. We'll add about a tablespoon to 2 of olive oil. And then I'm going to put in a bit of garlic. I'm a bit of a lazy cook, so I buy my garlic ready chopped at the Chinese supermarket. Of course, you can also mince your own garlic. And I often do that too, but especially when I'm doing a video, it's so much easier to just scoop it out of there, and it tastes exactly as fresh. I give that like a 20-second little saute, and then I throw in the asparagus and cook that for about 3 or 4 minutes on medium-high heat, so that until the asparagus is sort of al dente. I also give it a little bit of salt and pepper. I tend to salt again at the end, so I don't put too much in, but I always put in a little because it actually draws the juices out of the vegetables, prevents them from burning. They can stew in their own juice. Right, so I'll let this cook for about 3 minutes. While that's happening, I'm going to beat some eggs. These are pasture-fed organic eggs, and I do try to buy those whenever possible because they generally contain healthier fats than the eggs of chickens that were just fed grains, and especially if they lived indoors, didn't have any outdoor access. So I'm going to just whisk this egg roughly, add a little bit more pepper and salt to that. By the way, as you can see, I prep while cooking. A lot of people, and like cookbooks and recipes and, you know, videos tell you to do all your prep before you start cooking. But for most people, that's not really very realistic because that takes a lot more time. Usually there's a bit of dead time, like when you're sauteing something, you can be getting on with something else in the meantime. And that may not be as fun to watch, but this is real life. Right. Give this another minute or 2. So I also promised some peas. We're going to put those in at the end. I always keep a bag of frozen peas. Not only do they make a great cold compress if you've got a sprain or a burn, They also just like jazz up chicken soups and omelets and salads and all sorts of things. And they don't really require much cooking time. So I often just throw those in at the end. Okay, so this asparagus has now got a lovely bright green colour. And I've also got my trusty goat cheese. I keep goat cheese in my fridge at all time. It's a very Mediterranean kind of cheese. This is just fresh goat's cheese. You can buy it at Costco, actually. They have it reasonably priced, but also any supermarket has goat cheese. And I do about an ounce per person in this recipe. This is about an ounce. It's useful to have kitchen scales and check. Oh, 1.3. Okay, well, that was a little bit more than an ounce. There we go. Here's an ounce. And now, if the garlic starts to get a little too brown, as here, it's fine to add a tiny splash of water just to loosen it up and prevent it from burning. There we go. And that also speeds up the time it takes the asparagus to soften. Okay, now we'll throw in a few peas. Cook those till the frosty look has gone. And then we get ready to pour the beaten eggs over this. If you have fresh mint, mint goes beautifully with peas, and I sometimes throw that in at this point as well. Okay, now we put the egg on top and we just scramble it roughly, and we crumble the cheese in because it's really nice when it sort of melts into the hot egg. There we go. You don't want it to get dry, but you do want it set, so you stir it around a little. So here's the spring scramble. Oh, it smells delicious. And now all it needs is a snip of parsley. Sorry, I just had to go to the fridge to get that. So I always keep a Ziploc bag of parsley in my fridge and another one of cilantro, because herbs are incredibly nutritious. They're anti-inflammatory, rich in antioxidants, and they make everything taste good and look really fresh and pretty. I snip them over with scissors. I don't bother chopping them on the chopping board. That's extra work. There we go. So there you have it. Spring scramble. There you go. That was my spring scramble. You can do this with any other kind of vegetable, like mushrooms, for instance, peppers, onions. They would have to cook a little longer until they're soft. But basically any vegetable that tastes good with garlic and olive oil, which is pretty much all of them, just fry them for a few minutes, pour egg on top, and then a cheese of your choice. I love goat cheese, but you could also use ewe's milk cheese or cheddar or mozzarella, anything like that. This is a fantastically complete dish, and it's a great breakfast dish because it contains healthy fat from the egg yolks and the olive oil. It contains plenty of fiber, especially in this case with the asparagus and the peas. They're both very high in prebiotic fibers and starches that nourish the gut bacteria, and low glycemic carbohydrates, so nothing that's going to spike your blood sugar. Plenty of protein, again from the peas, but also especially the eggs. So it's a really nice balanced meal with tons of nutrients that are going to nourish your body, your microbiome, and in particular your immune system. If you like this video, please let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and also maybe forward it to some of your friends that you're trying to support in being healthy. Oh, God. So there you go. That was my spring scramble. Of course, you can do this with other vegetables. Mushrooms particularly are delicious, or peppers. Again, just fry them until they're soft. It may take a little longer than the asparagus, but not much, 5-6 minutes. And then pour the egg on top, and a cheese of your choice, whether it's goat cheese, ewe's milk cheese, cow's milk cheese like cheddar or Parmesan. It's all delicious. In this particular case, the asparagus and the peas provide what are called prebiotics. Those are fibers and starches that nourish our gut flora, and so your gut microbiome is going to be very happy when you eat this. There's also lots of healthy fat from the olive oil and the egg yolks, and high quality protein from the eggs, and a little bit from the vegetables. So this is a really complete breakfast that's going to fill you up for hours and really nourish your body. If you liked this video, and especially if you try this recipe at home and you liked it, please leave a comment below. I always love to hear from my viewers. Also forward it to anybody whose health you're keen to support, family, friends, work, colleagues. The more we get this information out there, the better we can protect ourselves and each other from disease. Also, do hit the subscribe button below if you want to get more videos from me. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.